Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Malicious Compliance. In today's episode, hold me back 1 year in HS over a single gym credit? How about I go to college a year early instead? I didn't heart your message? Okay, I'll heart all of them. Manager says I cannot clock out unless I get cleared by a manager. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Hold me back 1 year in HS over a single gym credit? How about I go to college a year early instead? I hated gym class, not because of the physical activity, I was in hockey and football, but the fact there wasn't enough time to shower before the bell. So you stink to high heaven for the rest of the day. So I would walk the track with all the girls. Pissed off my coaches something awful. So they flunked me in my junior year and won't let me double up my senior year, so I would have to stay back. I had already picked out my college and was accept tech school. Just had to finish my senior year. So I figured I could work out something with the guidance counselor and the coach. Nope, neither would budge. Okay, I walk away thinking I'm screwed and have to basically take one class my second senior year. Then it dawns on me, can I just start going to college now? Are there other alternatives? So I call my college admissions and college guidance counselor. Explain my situation and what other options are available. Since this is a non-traditional college, no SATs, you can start without a diploma. The caveat is you must have one, or equivalent, to get your diploma. The state I'm from, they don't distinguish between the two, so it won't be an issue later on. So I called another meeting hoping the HS admin would change their minds. No joy, they stuck to their guns. Thinking they had me cornered, I stood up and said, well, I'm just going to have to drop out then. I can't see missing a year of college to just do gym class. The coach thinks he's all cute and you can't go to college without a diploma. I relay what the tech school admin/guidance told me of their policy on this. Faces dropped. It said into the guidance counselor that a dropout looks bad on her and the school, small school, when the state audits. She starts backpedaling and I wasn't hearing any of it. Later on that night, the principal and vice principal called to talk. I wasn't interested, I was all excited about starting classes in the fall. I don't understand why they wouldn't work with you. It just doesn't make sense. It's not like you weren't participating, you were walking, just like many other students who were also going to graduate. Isn't it the school's job to help students? Anyway, glad you found a way out. Small town BS makes them feel some small sense of power is my guess. You should write them a thank you letter for encouraging you to seek alternative options. I ran into the coach years later at a Subway. He asked how I was doing and I told him my career in aerospace has been amazing and that I was now living in Atlanta. In my town no one really ever gets out, so the Atlanta jab was nice. The caveat is that you must have one, or equivalent, to get your diploma. Maybe I'm just not reading it right, but one of what? High school graduation diploma. The or equivalent means a GED or something is an acceptable substitute. My school had so many dropouts that one more wouldn't have made a difference. It sounds so strange to get a grade for gym class. We don't have that, it's just a class that you have to attend. We have school leaving exams called senior certificate, and there are specific requirements, subject choices and final grades, that determine whether you can go to a university or college for a degree course. So you can be homeschooled, and so long as you get the right grades in an approved combination of subjects, you are okay. Forcing a student to repeat a gym class sounds extremely petty. High school counselors are the absolute worst. Mine would not let me graduate on time, or even attend the ceremony with my classmates, due to half a credit she screwed me over on. She was fired over that summer, and the new counselor that I was assigned to openly stated that they should have just given me the half credit and let me walk. At my school, doing sports counted fully for PE credit. They even added marching band at half value. 4 years of marching band would satisfy 2-year PE requirement. Glad you were able to work something out, but defo some bullshit that you had to in the first place. Good story. If you want to mess with them some more, you could contact the local paper and explain to them how the school's gym program allows girls to walk the track in order to pass gym class, but not boys. I didn't heart your message? Okay, I'll heart all of them. Not a serious one, but kinda funny. My girlfriend sent me pictures of how she set up our new apartment while I was at work, and some of them were selfies. I left before she woke up, so I told her that she looked cute in the pictures. She replied, "Yeah, but you didn't heart any of the pictures, we're both iPhone users." I then proceeded to heart every single one of the 16 pictures she sent, and then hearted every message both she and I had sent that day. She said please stop, and I hearted that message too. When I got home, she said that she was dying laughing when she got 40 plus notifications that I hearted a message, and that she got exactly what she asked for. Buy some heart-shaped post-its and slap them on her when she says something you like. This is the only rational next step. 15 years ago, when my wife and I first moved in together, she told me I love you on Facebook. I looked over and said I love you too. But you never say it on Facebook. My solution was to uninstall Facebook to not have this issue later. Not sure where I got it, but when my wife asked why I never say I love you, I told her I said it at the wedding. If anything changes, I'll let you know. Please stop. I hearted that message too. My mom would heart stuff in the family group chat all the time. I had an Android at the time, so for everyone in the chat we would get a full text saying Mom hearted, the whole text that she hearted. She ignored our pleas to stop, so we started hearting every text she sent. We would just copy the text and follow the template and send it back. It was extra funny when we would get whole chains of it. Buddy hearted, Frank hearted, Erwin hearted, I'm not going to make it tonight. I have bad diarrhea. OMG, I have iPhone relatives and I am going to do this to them. Good humor, my wife said I never like any of her Facebook posts. I went back 5 years. I totally did this about a year ago. Took me about 2 hours and all I got was really. Manager says I cannot clock out unless I get cleared by a manager. I've loved listening and reading Malicious Compliance. Always wondered when I would get the chance for my own. So to get started, some context, I work as a technician that does jobs in residential homes. We get several jobs on our routes at the beginning of the day. After we are done with our jobs, we send a message to our manager and the route service rep. If I am done early and another tech is running behind, they will send that job to me. If there is no jobs left to be covered, we are cleared and we can head back. We also work 4 10-hour shift days, with the option to pick up a 5th day for overtime and choose between a half or a full day. Now to the story. I like picking up 5th days for a little extra overtime. On one of the days I picked up, I had a family dinner I didn't want to miss, so I made it a half day. It was a busy day and I didn't get to my last job till about 2:30. Lucky for me, the customer wasn't home, the job rescheduled. I messaged my manager and route service rep that I was done. I was cleared by the service rep but not the manager. I didn't think much about it since I was meant to be off 2 hours earlier, and they never add more jobs to you after your scheduled shift. So I just headed back to the office and clocked out and made it to my family dinner. The next day I worked. I opened my work phone to find a message from my manager an hour after I clocked out that day stating you are not allowed to clock out unless cleared by a manager. At first I was like, oh crap, I must have forgotten to add him to the message. I checked and no, I definitely added him and it shows he saw the message. So I took a screenshot of both messages and thought to myself, alright, I'll maliciously comply. If I don't get cleared, I won't clock out. So every day since think I made sure I was cleared by a manager. Honestly, most of the time all managers are really good at being on top of this, so I didn't think I would ever get to take advantage of this malicious compliance. But about a month later, I finally got my chance. On this fateful day, it was a busy one, and it was winter and we were getting some bad snow. I had several big jobs and was behind schedule. Finally, after finishing my last job at almost 8 p.m., I messaged my manager, same manager that gave me that rule, and the route service rep, that I was done. I started heading back, wanting to get out of the snow and get home. I got home about 8:30 and I still wasn't cleared by my manager. So I didn't clock out. I messaged him again, asked him if he can clear me so I can clock out. No answer. I sat and debated how much I can milk this. After all, I do get paid hourly. Well, I didn't want to abuse it too much, so I ended up calling him just before 9. He picked up, confused. I told him I'd been waiting for him to clear me. Still confused, he responded, "Yeah, of course I cleared." I remind him that he instructed me to not clock out until after I was cleared by a manager. Then I thanked him, hung up, and noted in the message thread I called the manager and was cleared. It's been several months since then, and to this day that manager still sticks to everything he says, and to this day I still milk an extra 15 to 30 minutes of pay every time a manager forgets to clear me before I remind them. Well, that's my story. Sorry for no crazy outcome. That manager isn't a bad manager, just micromanages a bit too much from time to time. Sorry again for formatting and any spelling and writing mistakes. English is my first language, I'm just bad at it. Hope you enjoyed it. A bit tame, but still worthy. I would have preferred to hear you went in the next day and asked your manager if you could clock out yet. Honestly, I did consider that. I didn't want to risk getting into trouble over this, so I wanted to at least show that I tried to reach out to my manager. If he didn't answer my call, I would then have proof I did everything on my part to get a hold of my manager to get cleared, and then stayed clocked till the next day. Nice job milking it just enough to get away with it. This is the way. Continued malicious compliance at a trickle. Dude is gonna bank good with an extra 2 hours of OT weekly. Let's see. 0.5 hours times 5 days per week times 50 weeks equals 125 hours. I'm guessing you're a senior cable technician, so let's say $30 per hour, and we arrive at $3,750 in free money every year. That's a nice little vacation they just paid for. Good work, OP. Reminds me of a drug test I once had to take. I worked 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. 9 folks from the 7x3 and myself show up at the medical office, all 9 go pee and are gone. I sat there for 3.5 hours on primo OT. The drug test boss was sure I was dirty and faking not having to go. He was going out of his mind, for he had an easy job. Take the samples and bring them to the lab and he's free for the rest of the day. He's promising a write-up and all sorts of shit. He then asks me what tour I'm on. I say 11x7, cha-ching cha-ching. I looked at my watch and pulled out my OT slip. He shook his head and signed it. I was never tested again. This would make more sense if you told us what time you went to the medical office, I think. Always better to let the tap drip slowly than turn it full on. Well done. Well, that's my story. Sorry for no crazy outcome. Man, I love these stories. You don't have to go absolutely nuclear to maliciously comply. You're getting an extra 1 to 1.5 hours per week by maliciously complying with a direct order, so good on you. Well done. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.